No, I didn't. I don't think there's anything coming out on the stream either. Yeah. Meanwhile, channels. There you go. Oh, it's probably it right there. Are you getting any audio now? How about now? Yeah. Interesting. Anybody in the chat? Oh. Yeah. So everybody's back into this. Now you guys should actually hear everything.
That'd be great. Restart.
The problem is that the new computer, so the whole studio has been changed.
Restart.
Yeah.
Let's just get going.
There's no image either. The image is gone.
Yeah.
How do people know when we're on?
I sent them I posted a Claude message, and I'm going to post on Twitter, and I'll post on Facebook.
All right.
Andy Baldwin is sad that there's no picture of it.
Okay, I'm going to mute you guys again.
Okay, no problem. We're ready.
This is Bruce Godspeed with KOYR Radio. We're live at the Science Museum of Minnesota, where tens of people have lined up to buy the reissue purple hoodie featured in Stranger Things and worn by main character Dustin. It features a brontosaurus along with the Science Museum of Minnesota printed on it. Many of the people are standing around looking cold. You, sir, are you in line to buy a sweatshirt?
No. Get away from me, man.
Sorry. You, sir, you look very cold. Are you here to buy a Science Museum hoodie?
Why, yes, I am.
I see you have no shirt on.
Why, no, I don't. But I love Stranger Things, so...
I see. The Science Museum's website is crashed, and we've just gotten word they are not taking any orders. Tens of people have started meandering around aimlessly, not knowing if they will ever get their hands on one of these glorious sweatshirts. It's crashing. This is the worst of catastrophes in the world. Oh, it's crashing. Oh, 400 or 500 shopping carts have been left abandoned, and it's a terrific crash, ladies and gentlemen. There's smoke, and there's flames now, and the store is crashing to the ground. Not anything like Amazon. Oh, the humanity, and all the Stranger Things fans are screaming around here.
From KOYR Studios in Minneapolis, Minnesota, it's
Arcade Radio. Intruder alert, intruder alert.
Hey guys. Well, technical difficulties there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So we're listening blind to the sound effects. The chatters can hear it.
That's good.
So
I enjoyed hearing it through the live stream, sort of. No, I didn't. I'm lying.
Yeah.
We're like in a weird, nebulous area where we can't hear the...
We're in the
music,
upside down. That's right.
It's okay. Yeah.
And there's Ken House walking by in his arcade.
Hey, you should give the introduction.
Oh yeah, this is season 2, episode 2, Arcade Radio. The upside down or something.
What's today?
Today's Thursday, November 9th, 2017. And the time is around 7:27 p.m. And
late.
but Dan is here, so that's good.
I love it.
And Mark is here, so that's good.
Hello.
And Ken House is in the house. Well, he's probably never heard that before.
Never.
Not once. Not even twice. You got a nice arcade there, Ken. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys. It's been fun collecting all this stuff.
You got a few things running there.
Yeah, pole position.
I can hear that one. Yep. I can hear it just fine.
Yeah,
There won't be any copyright infringements for that, so we're good.
we're good for that.
Yeah, you might have to turn that off. It's pretty loud on the stream. But yeah, every Tuesday. I don't know how close that thing is to your computer, or your phone.
That thing is 15 feet and 3 games between it, and
Wow.
I turned it down.
So, what do we do here? I'm gonna kick off this, but you're not gonna hear any. We've been having some audio difficulty here. Like, I don't know if I can add anything that would actually make this work for you to hear.
Nah, I would just say let's plow through it. He's never heard our musical interlude.
Well,
so
you won't either.
that's fine. I know them.
So how are you gonna start without your cue?
You're gonna have to say now or something.
Now,
Go.
and now here's do the thing that we normally do.
You do it now.
Stuff.
There you go.
This is a tragedy.
We only have like 3 or 4 cues, so it's all good.
Yep.
Do we have show notes today? I don't even know.
Of course, I finished everything. Why don't we talk about what you've been working on, Adam?
Oh, well, yeah, this obviously not working hard enough. I've been working.
Other than your laptop, which is
Yeah.
brand new and amazing, apparently.
Well, it's not a laptop, but it's a computer.
Oh, right. 27-inch laptop. I should have known it's not a laptop.
Yeah. All my settings are totally screwed up because I had to migrate everything, and it didn't all migrate the way it was supposed to. So.
I think somebody warned you about that.
Yeah, that's probably true.
On your mark.
Yeah, so I've been working on. I've actually been just working a lot, which is a bummer. But I sold my Moon Patrol. No
What?
more Moon Patrol.
I just traded my Stargate Multi for a Mood Patrol.
A Mood Patrol.
Mood Patrol, which is so good. But I'll wait till you're done.
I've been also working on. Oh, let's see. Oh, I fixed my Xenon pinball this week. There were some sound problems with that. Tempest didn't boot up, which is sort of normal when it hasn't been on for a while. So it was a bummer. I reseated some cables and everything came back to life. Played a little bit of Mousetrap this week. Man. So I played Xenon, Mousetrap, and then Tempest. Tested out some of the other games. Oh, and one thing I did do that I'm really happy about, I changed the settings on Xenon so that it's more fun to play. So instead of getting a free game at the high score marks, you get a free ball, which actually allows you to score a little bit better. So that's kind of cool. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, so that was fun. But that's all I've been doing.
What about you?
And working.
Danny Dan?
Not a lot. Sold my Neo Geo. So officially, for the first time in I don't know, what's it been, 4 or 5 years, I actually don't have any projects in the garage.
Oh, man.
Yeah, right?
Every time I've been there's been something going on.
I know. So my wife's weirded out because she can park in the garage, and I'm kind of weirded out because we got a shed and we unloaded everything that was in the garage. My table saw, my everything, all my tools are in the shed. So
Get off the shed!
I don't know. It's I have to get used to it a little bit.
Well, do you want something to work on, or?
Well, I have a Satan's Hollow down here that I picked up, I don't know, probably 6 months ago or something, really cheap. And it didn't work. And I kept it in the garage, and I couldn't really decide if I was going to keep it or just flip it. Then I had a Journey, I had a Satan's Hollow, I had a Black Widow, I had Cloak and Dagger, I had Neo Geo, and a pot of gold out in the garage. And I'm like, okay, I got to get these things. All these things need to be done or resolved by winter. So sold off the ones I didn't want, and I was left with Journey and Cloak and Dagger and I don't know, Satan's Hollow. So I had someone come down to move the games, right? Because I'm not moving them. I'm done with that. Mark taught me that trick.
That's right.
Wait, you had somebody come to move your own games?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to move them. So if you ever come to my house, Mark, I think you guys have both been to my house.
Yes, many times.
They have that stupid 90-degree angle going to my arcade. So you start at the top of the stairs, you go down like 10 stairs, then you do, like a right turn, then you go down a stair, and then you do another right turn, you go down another like 10 stairs.
Yeah.
I'm just over hauling games up and down. Like the last one I hauled up was a Dragon's Lair, and I'm like, yeah, I'm done. So I had to make a choice if I was going to keep it or, I'm like, I don't know what to do with this stupid Satan's Hollow. So I brought it downstairs. It's not really a game I like. I don't really love it. There's nothing. I just got it cheap, right? So now I'm done with all my games for the most part, and I've started tinkering with the stupid thing. I got it up and running in like 2 minutes, which kind of irritated me because I thought I'd have a nice winter project, and now I'm just cleaning it. So
cleaning the...
Yeah, it was sitting outside in someone's garage, so it was filthy. And, I started taking things apart and cleaning it. I've been playing it a little bit. It's not a bad game.
Sweet.
Yeah. What about you, Adam?
I've been doing the same stuff I was a minute ago. What about you, Mark?
Okay, so...
Mark! Sorry, my bad.
Hi, no problem. So I got a Moon Patrol. I traded it for a J-Rock Multi-Williams, and I had to dial in the monitor. It's a G07. And when I got it, it was really weird. The blue and the green channels were reversed. And I was like looking at it. I'm like, how could this accidentally happen? I think it's been like that for years. And so I just popped out the pins and then switched them. And then, everything was fine after that. It was the weirdest thing.
What pins? On the monitor?
On the monitor. The actual video cable plugging into the G07, not the little sync thing, but
Oh, that's weird, man.
It was like red, blue, green, and I went to the test screen, which you have to use a dip switch to get to. Yeah. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? This is the weirdest. Like, why is the sky green and the buildings are blue? And I don't know, it's some guy in Louisiana, and I don't really know him that well, but maybe he just didn't realize it, but that's really strange. So I fixed that and got that going. Another thing was weird is the joystick, the leaf switches were like bent and constantly active, so I had to like bend them back. I have no idea what happened in there. I got a little bit of leather T-molding and the high score kit from
leather T-molding? Oh, I see.
The leather imprint.
For a moment, I actually thought you were talking about real like leather T-molding.
Well, it was Corinthian leather.
Fine Corinthian leather.
And so I did all that. I also took off it was weird. It had real strange little leg levelers. I took that off and put on legit ones and some carpet sliders. And it's in the lineup.
Cool.
It's in lineup B, really. I have 2 arcade areas now. I've completely reconciled just having things in random locations because...
How do I unmute Ken? I muted him, but I can't unmute him.
You can't unmute him through YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
No, I can't. Well, not through Chrome anyway. I mean, he's in our Hangout. So he has to actually unmute himself now because I muted him.
It's weird. I can present him to everyone, but I can't unmute him.
Right, that's odd. What can you guys hear this this thing?
Stop muting me.
Oh, there you go.
Well,
right.
Turn off your pole position.
Alone.
Then I'll stop
You will
muting.
not turn it off.
We're gonna do this whole show with pole position. It's good.
Hey, can you guys hear these bumpers now?
Let's hear. No, we don't hear anything.
No.
You don't.
No.
You were hearing it earlier, right? So
Ken, what'd you work on this week, buddy? Anything?
I worked on my Popeye pinball machine. The driver board lost 5 volts, so worked on that this week.
Okay.
Replaced a fuse in Qbert this week because it blew a fuse. What else is down or was down? Pole position board blew up this week.
Yeah.
Last week.
As they tend to do.
Yep, as they tend to do. Fortunately, I've got some spares. That's about all I've worked on this week. I have to fix my Sprint 2. It's got power problems. And the crane machine broke the belt, so I got to fix that. It sucks having 30 gigs.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Chicks dig the games, man.
So is your Popeye like the Robin Williams movie Popeye, or is it the cartoon Popeye?
It's the cartoon Popeye.
Okay. I think I'm one of the only people on Earth that actually likes the Robin Williams.
I do. I like that musical. I bought the soundtrack. I have it on vinyl. I mean, I was in 8th grade or something.
Yeah. So
It wasn't a goofy movie, but that's cool. They made a pinball machine from that movie?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
I didn't think they would.
They didn't make anything from that movie.
I just found out they had a Flash Gordon pin from the movie, and now I want it because that movie is like the best movie ever made, next to Smokey and the Bandit.
Except it doesn't really have any of the audio from the movie at all. So just
Oh, really?
the back.
I think it would have Queen and all that. You know, that'd be rocking if they did that.
It would be Scott to Stern.
No, I'd never buy a Stern pinball. Haven't we had this discussion? Those things are garbage.
To Jersey.
Those things are garbage.
Yep, Jersey Jack. That's the way to go. I'm. You know what, guys? Here's my deal. I'm very seriously thinking about buying a dialed in.
Oh my God! Everybody loves that. I want it.
I want it bad. My wife is going bananas for it, and I think I really want to put down some money on it.
Oh, and one other thing I'm doing, I am going to Chicago. I'm going to hang out with John from John's Arcade, and we're going to go visit Galloping Ghost the week of Thanksgiving.
Ooh, are you gonna do his video for him again?
I will. I will be Mr. Video Man for him.
I texted him the other day about his Mortal Kombat. Did you watch his video where he was?
Oh, they're so stressful.
Oh God. I just sent him like 500 ha Mortal Kombats, and he's like, "What? What?"
I mean, that vinyl is terrible, I guess. So
He was having a hell of a time.
good times.
Adam, where'd you go, buddy?
Who's Adam? Did we?
Yeah, maybe. So the other thing I'm trying to do is Donkey Kong Cabaret has these carriage bolts that are micro sized. I don't know if they're custom or proprietary or what, but for some reason I'm missing like 4 of these little tiny carriage bolts, and no one seems to know what I'm talking about. Even Mike from Mike's Arcade's like, "What are you talking about?" And they're these little itty bitty carriage bolts. You know what I'm talking? Anybody know what I'm talking about here? Am I getting any love on that? It's Donkey Kong, but it's a cabaret, and it has the control panel is these little carriage bolts, and I'm trying to find 4 of them.
They're not the same carriage bolts that are in a regular control panel. 'Cause they're pretty
God,
small.
no. Yeah, they're not.
Even smaller, huh?
Yeah.
You should go to Home Depot, find some dude with an orange, smock on.
So
That would be fun.
So I have my Cloak and Dagger has the original. What is it? It's like a pinball door. You know, they're like chrome. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Okay, so I've had 2 Defenders. One of them I just sawed up, and the other one, so I have the coin door from that, and then I have another coin door from Defender. So I have 2 of these silver coin doors, and I've kind of pieced it together to make the best coin door. But I've been missing those. They're again, they're like 1-inch carriage bolts, 832, and finding those things is a colossal nightmare. Anything that's uncommon. I went to Fastenal, I went to Lowe's, I went to Ace Hardware. Nobody has these things. I had to order them from some Chattanooga pinball place. So anything small, they are not going to have at Home Depot.
Yeah, Home Depot kind of blows.
I think that was sarcasm.
Yeah. Well, what about what's that other store that's in Minnesota? I forget. That starts with an M.
Maynard's,
Oh, Menards?
Menards, yeah.
No, I avoid that place like the plague.
Ace Hardware.
Oh, please. Although they did cut plexi very well in comparison to what I got over here. Like the people in Texas that cut, I got like some trashed out looking piece of plexi. I don't know. Well, that sounds like we've rounded up what we're doing. What's the our next segment is
Well,
in
it's
the
usually
news.
it's usually the news. So
It's the Arcade News with Don Reed.
did you hear that at all?
No.
Okay. This is hilarious. I'm sure this sounds hilarious in the chat. But okay. It's the arcade news with Dan Reed. And then there's a thingy and there's some sound.
You played it? I didn't even know.
I didn't hear it.
I'm playing it. And
I'm not hearing it.
take it.
Ready Player One opens in Detroit, Michigan. Ready Player One was founded by longtime friends and gamers Whale Garby and Mohammed I'm probably murdering their names. The pair set out renovating their space earlier this year with the intention of bringing an arcade bar to Detroit, a trend among drinking establishments that didn't reach the city until relatively recently. Located in the 3,500 square foot basement level of the downtown's refurbished Globe Tobacco building, Ready Player One features roughly 40 machines, 30 arcade, and 10 pinball from the 80s and 90s. Among the games, customers will find titles like Punch-Out!, Ms. Pac-Man, Tetris, and Commando, as well as a Nintendo 64 loaded with Mario Kart.
It's not a lot of games. They need to up that.
Yeah, and I wonder how many of them are
That
classic
thing's
arcades,
horrid.
and how many of them are Redemption, and how many of them are 60 and ones.
I mean, what I really want to know is how did they get the name Ready Player One? They actually trademarked it.
They're going to get sued. There's no
No,
way.
they registered the trademark. I looked it up on Justia. It's bizarre. It's like, why didn't somebody think of this before?
Yeah.
I'm sure they were like, oh, look. Or something.
What did we lose Mark again?
What's that?
Oh.
I'm
No
here.
thoughts? No thoughts on Punch-Out!, Ms. Pac-Man, Tetris, and Commando in Detroit?
I mean, it's a good list.
Yeah, not bad.
But Detroit, my God, it's so depressing.
I know.
I'm gonna open an arcade called Ready Player 2.
Ready Player Zero.
Arcade closes in Deming, New Mexico because of Hollywood slump. The last mole The last mole has been whacked at Deming Star Entertainment Center, and the spin and win turns no more.
Where's that at?
Deming
Is it
Deming.
in Canada somewhere?
yeah, I think so, right? Yeah, I have to
Weird wild stuff.
Anyway, the arcade area where coin-operated video games and other mainstays such as air hockey and skee-ball have contributed to the noise and flashing lights of Star Max since the center opened in 2009.
Sweet.
It has been closed indefinitely, and most of the games have been sold off. The local investment group responsible for this corner of the entertainment center has called it quits.
What the hell? Oh, by the way, Deming is in New Mexico.
Oh, New Mexico. Yeah, there you go.
Is Ken moving games now? Just for fun.
I thought something was getting killed.
And then, last but not least, I just wanted to mention that arcade cabinet maker Raw Thrills has confirmed it's currently working on a new machine featuring the Heroes in a Half Shell as depicted in the Nickelodeon cartoon, currently in its 5th season. So
Sweet.
they
Yeah.
are making a new arcade machine.
Eugene Jarvis.
Yep.
At it again.
So it says here that it can actually be Redemption or not, which is unusual.
Well, but is it? I mean, I guess they don't really make Redemption, but it makes sense, at least at this point in the temporal timeline.
Yeah.
And in other news, I believe Adam convinced me to actually watch Stranger Things. So I
Whoa.
just finished season 2 yesterday.
Hey, what did you think of season 2?
I liked it. I'm kind of surprised. I'm not a TV guy, but I have to say that they did an excellent job. It's much more of a movie than a TV show, in my opinion. It's high quality. It's good stuff.
Kind of agree. It reminds me a lot of John Carpenter's movies.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the second time we talked about him today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we were live, but we were talking about John Carpenter played his hits that he wrote in Minneapolis last night.
Yeah. Cool. It's almost like we're in an arcade. It's like the upside down. We're in the upside down arcade.
Are we really?
Hey, did we leave? Okay, yeah. So that's good. All right. Sweet.
That's it for the Arcade Radio News.
So now we hand it off to, you, right?
Right. Just play my thing and let me know when you stop playing it.
Back in 82,
I used to be able to throw
I used to be able to throw a pigskin
Play the real
a
thing.
mile. Back to the Cade with Time Runner. Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there something wrong with the Earth's gravitational pull? Sound of the TARDIS or a toilet if you're Mark Shields listening to this? And then some goofy background music, which you can't hear.
All right. Hello. Welcome. Our Wayback Machine time circuits are set to June 16th, 1984. And why this date? Stranger Things 2 starts off on Halloween in 1984, so why not? It's a pretty good date. And plus, I was told I had to include a certain song that's going to come up in a little bit, so we'll talk about that later.
This is going to be very difficult.
What, you don't like this? I'm not doing a voice, Adam. This is just me.
No,
excited.
I think you sound great. This song's going to suck because
You wanted this song.
I want this song. I know
Can't hear it though.
Okay, we'll be able to hear it.
Oh my God. The worst show ever.
This is a tragedy. It's like so messed up right now. And I'm sure there's like one setting I'm missing, and I don't know what it is.
Okay. Well, let's get to that. So that at least there's first three things I'm going to talk about don't require me listening to anything. So the Arcade Technology News on June 16th, 1984. Developer Alexei Pejidov created Tetris for the Electronica 60 in the Soviet Union. I mean,
Wait. So Tetris was not an arcade game first?
Definitely not.
What is happening?
Somebody who's definitely streaming some audio. But holy shit.
What is happening?
I don't know, but it was. What is the Electronica 60? I don't even know. I should have looked that up.
So Tetris was made first for this unknown gaming system, and then someone ripped it off, and Atari ripped it off or whatever, and actually made Tetris. What's the story?
Atari licensed it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Electronica 60 was a 16-bit 32K computer with a RAM of 4K. It had 81 instructions. Oh my gosh. I mean, floating point capacity is 32-bit, performance speed 250,000 operations. I mean, it was a legit machine, but Atari did license it, and I'm positive that they ported it, probably visually, but.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit different in the Atari version, right?
Yes, it's in English.
Yeah.
Okay, what was going on at the box office? Let's just move right along here. On June 16th, 1984, Ghostbusters.
There you go.
Its second week. I mean, classic, great. It was actually number one for several weeks after this. The franchise led to both a successful arcade game and one of the most popular pinball machines in recent memory. I mean, other than...
Oh, that is a good machine. That is a good machine.
It is, other than its creator falling from grace, but, what are you going to do?
What?
And I heard that the code on it sucks.
Who fell from grace? I don't know what that means.
Oh, it's terrible.
What? Was he in a harassment suit like Kevin Spacey?
He was a child molester.
Child molester thing, yeah.
Oh my God! Are you serious?
They found some stuff on a computer or something.
What? Ken, what do you know about this guy in Ghostbusters?
I don't know anything about that particular situation. I don't.
That's weird, Mark. I've never heard that.
Well, it's pretty old news,
But we're reporting on it.
but we're reporting.
That's the Arcade Radio News.
Right, we were talking about John Trudeau. That's
I like John
again,
Trudeau.
All alleged, whatever happened. So,
Oh, John Trudeau. Oh man.
Charges are often dropped or reduced.
You know, it's interesting. I don't want to get onto a tangent about that stuff. I just don't.
but do it.
I mean, you guys, it's just like Weinstein. He freaking opened the floodgates.
No, Bill Cosby did. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. Bill Cosby did, but it took a long time between Weinstein and Cosby, and there's been a lot of other like things happening all of a sudden.
I mean, Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, that's messed up.
I mean, it's one of those things that, like, when he came out as gay, everyone was like,
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I mean, like, the first time you look at the guy, you could tell, right? No one was shocked.
I don't
by
know
that.
if that's true. I don't.
Oh, totally
I
true.
don't think that's true.
Your gaydar is off if you
It
don't
is
know
off.
that.
Mine's off. I just heard through rumors and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't. I guess I didn't care. But
Exactly. It's his own personal business, but not related to his being a creep.
right, which is just messed up. There's 8 staffers on the current set of House of Cards have accused him of inappropriate conduct with staffers on the set.
That's just bad.
He groped Richard Dreyfuss's son, basically in front of him, while he wasn't able to see what was going on, and then his son confessed to him years later. And then this and the whole thing with the new Star Trek actor guy. He was the one that he plays. I don't know.
I haven't
scientist.
watched any Star Trek, so no spoilers. I'm waiting to the very end.
What are you talking about? Star Trek?
The new Star Trek Discovery that's on their little streaming service. that
You'd like it,
nobody's-
Dan. They use the F word.
I don't like Star Trek.
He used the F word in Star Trek?
I know. That's what I said.
Oh, you're talking the one with Seth MacFarlane or whatever?
No, that's the Orville. And the Orville is awesome, and it was renewed for a second season.
I'm happy.
Yeah, me too. Anyway,
Anyway,
Ken, they and like the 4th or
It's a
5th.
fucking Star Trek.
I know. I know. I was like, they used the F-bomb not just once, but twice.
Same episode?
Yeah. She said it twice in the same sentence.
She said it. Okay, so again, I don't need to know anything.
It actually,
Hey, Kelsey Rufford is on.
Kelsey.
Yes.
Oh, my guy. There he is.
The Orville is awesome. I just noticed.
Yeah, that's great. I don't know. I really enjoy the Orville. Hey, by the way, thanks for everybody for sticking through this episode of really cruddy special effects.
Well, I think they hear it like it's intended, but we don't.
No, because I'm wrecking it when I talk over the cues.
We can fix it later.
We'll fix it in post production.
Nobody will know. Let's talk about what was on TV on June 16th.
All right, cool. Let's do that.
I like this. On ABC, you had T.J. Hooker starring Captain Kirk.
T.J. Hooker.
And then, like an hour later, Fantasy Island starring Khan.
Ricardo
Montalban.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Ricardo Montalban.
The plane.
That was a really stupid freaking show.
Oh no, I love that show. I love that show. Oh, it was so good.
When
It's
you were
creepy.
a kid?
Yeah.
When you were a kid?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I never really... I guess the issue was I never really got my head wrapped around what the hell was going on when I was a kid. You know
My
what I mean?
favorite episode is the one where the guy says he doesn't want to be seen by anyone. And so they make him invisible. But in order for him to be invisible, he has to take off all his clothes.
I knew you'd like that. Go on.
Tell me more.
Or maybe it was a woman. I can't remember. But it was a good episode. It's been like... What's that, Ken?
It was probably a woman.
Yeah, you're right. It was probably a
Probably
woman.
like Cheryl.
I mean, that
Lee.
was ABC, so.
Oh my gosh, I love that show so much. Oh, and the guy that played Tattoo,
I love Tattoo. He was
Yeah.
awesome.
he was in the man. He was in the Man with the Golden Gun.
Which I love. That was one of my favorite Bond films. Still
It's actually a really great film. I
I
think.
wonder if he's still alive. I should look
No,
at
he
him.
committed
passed.
suicide.
What?
Oh,
He
terrible.
did not.
Yeah, he did.
He did? Oh,
Yep.
that's
It's
terrible.
been a long time.
Yeah, he's been gone many years.
That's too bad.
Yes.
Yeah, and his name was Hervé Villechaize or something like that.
Correct.
Yeah. So, but he shot himself.
Oh, man. Don't do that. If
what-
you're listening, don't do that. Just stop.
But I guess it's common in dwarfism.
What?
Yeah, for people to
No.
kill themselves. Yeah.
Really?
The mortality rate from suicide is much higher. Well, I guess statistically that makes sense anyway. I mean, there's less people that are,
Oh my gosh.
let's
The most depressing episode. Let's
seriously, let's get out of that.
Yeah, holy
Wait,
moly.
wait a second though. Wait a second, because
No.
no, because he's awesome. And the man with the golden gun, he's like the best character. And apparently he was like a super womanizer. Like he was, and he would go out with the women all the time.
Well, good for him.
Yeah.
I'm like a donkey.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like Peter Dinklage. I just imagine him getting laid every night, But
It's just in the TV show.
yeah,
Not really.
maybe.
Hey, so let's talk about what was on the other channel. CBS had crap on. Nobody cared. And NBC, I love this. They had
CBS had
Different Strokes,
crap on.
Ooh, different
Strokes to rule the
followed-
world.
But followed by the first TV show with a home arcade and home train, Silver Spoon.
Ooh.
Oh, and Silver Spoon starred Aaron Gray.
Aaron Gray from Buck Rogers.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
Go
And-
on.
And yeah, forget about her and Silver Spoon. Let's talk about
Buck Rogers.
Buck Rogers. That suit, man.
Mm-hmm.
That was
it was
something
nice.
else. It was something else.
I was really confused because Buck Rogers and Battlestar Galactica both had a movie that Universal put out, and then they had TV shows, and it was very confusing. I'm like, did the TV show make the movie, or did the movie make? I was very confused. I don't know how to follow
I think in both cases the TV show came first.
it. So weird.
But they're both Glenn Larson shows.
Oh,
Also dead, by the way. He's
darn.
not around anymore.
Well-
Knight Rider, anything with the flashing eye on the front, that was
yeah. Any
that was
red
Glenn
eye
Larson.
that moves left and right
Yep.
was Glenn
It was
Larson.
Glenn
He's
Larson.
like, dude, we have to do the red eye with the flashing and the red.
'Cause-
No, let's make it green. I'm like, no, it has to be red.
That means
Randall Gelking.
Kit is
Randall Gelking says he did a guest spot on Different Strokes. I'm not believing that.
I don't believe him.
I kind of do. So Kit was a Cylon, basically.
Yes, he was.
And speaking of which, they used a Cylon in the opening of the A-Team when Dirk Benedict starred, because he played.
That's right. He played Starbuck.
Yeah, so then, like, the opening of. They have him at a corner in LA and he sees a Cylon, and it's, like, funny. Because he's Starbuck. Anyway,
Did you ever go into the old Universal Studios tour in LA where they had like a Cylon ship that you went into and they
Really?
Ooh.
Oh my God! By
mean,
your
it's gone.
command.
But they did that back like for years, like through the 80s and 90s.
By your command.
I was just flipping through YouTube videos the other day and came across somebody that had the old Battlestar Galactica toys, the one that started the whole trend when you pushed the button on the front of the Viper and it launched the missile and the kid swallowed it, and that ever since then every toy has sucked.
Dan,
I have those.
Dan.
What?
Oh my God, you guys! I'm not joking. Last weekend, I was at my favorite, I don't know. Do you guys thrift shop at all? I do. But anyway,
But did you swallow a Battlestar Galactica?
no. But I
toy?
found the
Did you
freaking.
go to the boutique?
No, I found the Viper dudes.
I have those.
Nah, I found it for $2,
If you hold them by the head and you shake them back and forth,
and it
it's
had
like
the
little
missile
crazy.
and the pilot. I'm not joking.
Lucky.
$2.
Did you buy it?
I did.
Good.
And one of the stickers was missing, so I bought you can buy like a vinyl sticker replacement set.
Oh my God.
So I restored it.
Come on.
Really?
Yeah, I restored it.
It's funny. I for some reason I gave my toys to some kid, and then I shit you not. I'm sorry, but I regretted it and I took it back.
Oh wow,
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
He didn't know that.
That's awesome.
brutal.
I'm actually using a Battlestar Galactica coaster right now. Nerd alert.
Okay, we're almost to Ken's interview. Let's get through these.
Yeah, Ken is probably
top
like,
five
"What the hell is
songs."
going on here?" Man?
I know. He's like, "Are you guys going to talk to me?"
I just play in pole position.
Awesome.
Good. The top 5 songs in the U.S.
He's literally
1984.
right now. He's literally playing pole position.
I mean, that's good.
Oh, I hear it. Oh, here he goes.
Uh-oh.
Okay, Adam, you're going to have to help me out here.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, and tell me when you've stopped and started the song because again, I can't hear.
All right, I'm only gonna play a few
Wait.
seconds.
I'll just
What?
sing them.
That sounds good. Yeah.
All right.
You will? Okay, so
Yeah.
then okay, good. Number 5, Sister Christian by Night Ranger. Go.
Motorin!
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Sister Christian by Night Ranger. Oh,
I
friggin'
love Night Ranger. I mean, they're still around, believe it or not.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, number 4, Oh Sherry by Steve Perry.
Oh my gosh, I love that song. Oh, Sherry.
Knowing how I made you feel.
Should have been gone.
I didn't put my metal touch on. I'll do that next time. I'm not even gonna sing the next one.
After all your words of steel.
Okay, number 3 was Let's Hear It for the Boy by Denise.
Oh my gosh.
Williams.
I am not doing this song.
Here, I'll do it.
Let's hear it for the boy. Oh my God. Right now, all the chatters are like, oh, what the hell has happened to this show?
So, we need to apologize.
Our last episode of season 1 was actually banned in all countries, by the way.
This is a shit show.
Number 2 was The Reflex by Duran
The
Duran.
reflex.
Flex.
The reflex.
There's more to it than that. Come on, sing the rest.
Reflex is a lonely child.
Waiting by the park. I don't know.
Waiting by the phone?
Lonely child waiting by the Duran.
Okay. And number 1 on June 16, 1984 was Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper.
Okay, here it is.
Time after time. If you fall, I will
The end
catch
part.
you. I'll be waiting. By the way, this was in Stranger Things.
Correct.
Dun, dun, dun,
Are they
dun,
at the
dun, 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 dun,
Is
dun.
it the last episode when they're at their dance and they play this?
Shh, that's a spoiler.
Hey, that's not a spoiler.
If you haven't binge watched it by now and you're listening to the show,
You have the whole top 100 from 1984 there?
No, I don't, because actually I do. It's the top. It's either the top 50 or top 100, but every week. Do you have a certain week you want me to look up?
I was just curious if the Information Society was on that list.
oh, you rule.
Oh,
Dude, you just made a Minnesota callback.
Don't worry about the Information Society.
they were not.
But yeah.
I like the band. If you look it up.
Wait a minute, Ken.
What?
Information Society. Why'd you bring that up?
So back in the 90s, I was competitive in a PC game called Descent.
Yeah, it's an awesome. Yeah, man.
From the band, the Information Society, and there was a tournament in San Francisco, and I stayed at his place.
At Kurt's place.
At Kurt's place.
So Kurt used to live in Minneapolis.
Well, he lived in San Francisco in 96, 97.
Yeah, when the band started, they started out of Minneapolis, then they moved to New York, and they got their start there, and then they moved to LA. So that's awesome. I didn't. That's really cool. You brought that up. It's a Minnesota connection.
The album came out in 1988.
Aw, Higgins died from Magnum PI.
When?
Just now?
Yes.
What the hell?
Goodbye, Higgins.
No!
Goodbye, Higgins.
You gotta be kidding me.
Son of a bitch.
Oh my God!
He was 84. Wow.
That was a good run. You can't complain.
No, yeah, you can't. He was really cool. I loved him because he was just, you know, he was actually from the South.
PI?
Yeah.
That's what.
He was actually from the South. He had a Southern accent. Do you guys know that?
I did not.
I did not.
So,
It says Texas.
yeah, so there's an episode where he plays a twin, where he plays his Southern hick twin of Higgins, and he actually gets to just talk in his normal voice.
That was a thing in the 80s, wasn't it? All the
twin
all
episodes.
the good guys had a twin.
Yeah,
bad
or the
guy.
bad guys.
Hey, Ken, someone here named MacD2001 said that they're listening to the show right now, and they arm wrestled you and lost badly at Grinkfest. You want to give them a shout out?
Everybody but Hector did.
Oh my God, Hector almost kicked my. I remember. It did not go well.
I have a rule: never arm wrestle with a guy with no sleeves.
That's a good idea. Good rule.
It's like over the top, right? You just know that you should not do that.
Yes. Hey, that's the end of my segment. Back to the Cade. That's a cool sound to have.
Oh my God, what's happening? What's happening?
Hold on, I gotta feel that.
It's the end of my sound.
All right, dude.
It sounds like the dishwasher's running. Adam, is there any listener calls?
It was nice to meet Zarzadek, by the way, at Grinkers.
Yes, he was a gentleman.
Zarzadek scholar.
Oh God, that guy was awesome. And now it's the interview with Mr. Ken House.
Wait a minute! Don't
Wait, whoa.
Wait, hey, ho,
Listener
hey,
calls.
ho. What?
Hey, ho.
Hey,
What?
Listener calls.
Oh.
Oh,
Wait.
listener calls.
Oh yeah, we have listener calls. Let me just check the. Okay, I'm gonna go check the voicemail. I do this all the time. I jump the gun, right? Voice, but this like literally this is the worst episode we've ever done. I'm gonna quit after this. It's gonna be fun.
How can anybody ever know that?
That's right. We had arm wrestling.
Holy crap! We have 5 calls.
Well, play a couple.
I don't know what they are. They
Who
could
cares?
be. Here's a call. Oh,
What's the worst thing that could happen?
a missed call. Well, let me go to the voicemail. Oh no, we only have one voicemail. No, it looks like we have a voicemail. Crap, but you guys aren't going to hear it.
Play it through your speakers.
I can't.
Well, paraphrase.
Yeah, recreate it.
All right. Oh my gosh. Maybe we can get Bob to call in live. I don't know.
How come I didn't meet this MacD guy when I was at Grinkers?
Hello,
Did you guys hear that?
No.
Arcade Radio Season 2.
Did you hear that?
No.
Why not?
Because you don't know how to operate your shiznizzle.
I really want to fire your ass right now.
Do it.
Like on the air, just say, you know what? I don't want you on the show anymore because you're
I
so
can hear it on the
negative.
stream. Just let it go.
dog dare you.
You're so goddamn negative. I just don't want you on the fucking show anymore.
Upside down, motherfucker.
I can't play this because it doesn't matter. No one's gonna hear
No,
it.
I can hear it on the whatever.
On the live stream?
Just let
And
it
then
go.
just feed it through the speaker for me.
You
there,
turn
Marcus.
on your
No.
live stream. Turn on your live stream. You'll hear it.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's too much effort.
I'll just assure you it's good.
Okay, here we go. If you want to listen to it, I can. If you guys mute yourselves, I can play it, and then the audience can at least hear the thing.
I'm gonna mute myself. That's what I was trying to do, but I think it was me that caused the feedback there.
No, it's just here. I'll mute you, Ken. Like
Oh, MacD is Dave from Buffalo.
we just had an epiphany.
No, he just filled me in here.
Ken just muted himself so we can play the thing, right? You guys mute yourselves too, and I'll play it, okay? And you guys can hear it.
Sakes, all right.
All
Okay,
right?
I'm muting myself. Muting.
So that you can listen to the thing. All right, so this is a little unusual, guys. We're gonna have to do a little bit of a delay here, but if you're listening, thank you so much for listening into Arcade Raisin, Season 2, Episode.
I'm on the Rog Show, Arcade Radio.
Raisins are gross.
Hello, Arcade Radio Season 2, tubular. Hey, this is your buddy Bob Zarzadek from the YouTube. Nice having you boys back on the radio this week. I listen to you through the internet radio, so that counts, right? Anyway, I'm calling in to address the pink elephant that's in the room right now. Okay, I know it, and you know it, and we all know it. I'm talking about Stranger Things 2. And some people are saying that, they used LCDs in their games instead of the, CRTs. Well, I just got through binge watching the whole thing, and man, I'll tell you what, I didn't notice those screens at all. But man, those control panels, whew, man, they were like so smooth and lustrous. Yeah, that's the word, right? Lustrous. Oh, and the joysticks, they were totally the right size. Not too big, not too small. Anyone who disagrees is a dang fool. Anyway, let's get back on topic here. Hello, Ken House. Glad to see you on here. Ken, my question for you tonight is, F, marry, kill. You're familiar with F, marry, kill, Ken, right? Okay. So here are your choices, Ken. F, marry, kill. Okay, ready? All right. Oprah, Melania Trump, and Winona Ryder. Okay, Oprah, Melania Trump, Winona Ryder. All right, I'm going to hang up and listen. Sergeant Dick out.
Okay, unmute yourselves, dudes, if you're not already unmuted, my fellow dudes.
Okay, so what I understood is that Bob asked
Kent, wait, let's wait for Kent. Ken's unmuted. All right.
He wants you to play F, marry, kill. Do you know what F, marry, kill is? Where you get.
I don't know what F, marry, kill is. You explain that to me.
You get the name of 3 people, and you decide which one you want to F, which one you want to marry, and which one you want to kill.
Oh, I like this game.
Yes.
So they're asking me?
Yeah, so here are the 3 people that you have to pick, and which one you're going to F, which one you're going to marry, and which one you're going to kill. Are you ready?
Oh my gosh, this interview's
All
great.
right.
Okay, Oprah Winfrey, Melania Trump, President Trump's wife, and Winona Ryder.
Wait. Oprah Winfrey, Melania Trump, and
Winona
Ryder. So you have
you F, which one will
those
you
are your
marry, which one you kill?
Which one would you marry? Which one would you? And which
Yeah.
one would you kill?
Yes.
Which
So,
one?
can I just fuck them all?
Ken House, ladies and gentlemen. He'll be here all week.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious.
That's good. That's the answer.
That's the answer.
Those girls, I like them all.
That's the answer, Mr. Spock. I like them. I like them more than I like you.
More than I like you. Especially the one complaining about pole position.
Yeah.
Hey, dude.
All right. F that guy.
Yeah, let's talk about negativity.
Jesus, H. Mother Crusting Frike.
Bringing the negativity to the game.
I know.
I love pole position. I just hate how loud it is in my ears right now. But that's okay. You know?
Let's start that interview.
Oh, yeah. Let's do an wait. Well, screw the sounds. I'll just put them in later. That's pole position. That's pole position.
Somebody wrinkle some paper quick.
Some what?
Isn't that what Rush Limbaugh does when he's got big breaking news and interviews and shit? He just wrinkles some paper.
Oh, yeah. Let me just do that real quick.
Yeah, just do that.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Ken House just entered the building, and let me just look this up right now. Definitely. There's a fire here. There's a fire. The studio's burning down. Oh my God, the humanity! All right, that's my intro to Ken House.
All right. Welcome to the show, Ken. Again.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for having me.
I have to apologize because we rebooted the studio last week and something happened to the Matrix and now everything's out of whack. So you know what that means, Ken? We're having you on again, and we're gonna treat you a lot better.
Sweet. Was I bad last time?
No. No. Yeah.
But you
Dude, I loved hanging with you at Grinkers. That was so freaking awesome.
Oh, that place is amazing, and the crowd was amazing.
Okay, so I'm gonna set the scene. I walk in. I'm looking for Mark and Dan, right? My buddies. My plane gets in real late on, what is it, Thursday night, guys, right? You guys are already asleep because you're Minnesotans, and I appreciate that. And then I'm like, I'm going to wander around Eagle, Idaho and look for an arcade called Grinkers in the middle of the night because I don't know where it is. So I'm wandering around in the middle of the night looking for Grinkers because I don't know where it is. And I get there. I walk straight to the bar because that's what I do. And I order a beer. And I look to my left, and I'm like, I think I recognize that guy. He was on our show. You know, so Steve from Grinkers is in the corner, holding court. And next to him is a couple of guys. I think Clint was there, right? A couple other dudes. And this guy that Mark's wife describes as Nickelback. So So there's this guy wearing no sleeves, and I would go over and introduce myself to Steve, and he's like, "Dude, you're Adam," because I had my video off the whole time, so he had no idea who I was. And I'm like, "I'm Adam from Arcade Radio." He's like, "Oh, yeah, that's cool." And then introduces me to Ken House, who I don't even know. Ken, I didn't even know who you were. I'm like totally ignorant, so keeping my mouth shut. And I learned that this guy is like a Dig Dug champion and has a team of dudes that have a bunch of world records at his place. So Ken, give us a little bit of a lowdown of like kind of what you described to me. Like, tell me about your arcade and the records that have been set there. I know you gave a little bit in the live show at the show, but tell us now.
So basically, back in 2007 when the King of Kong came out, I decided I wanted to be a high score guy again because I could. And I met a bunch of the local high score guys. It just so happens that my local high score guys are John McAllister and Matt Hall, two like kings of high score kingdom. And then I had friends from back in the 80s that I still kept in touch with that are world class gamers from back then, even though we had just this little small town arcade. Our guys were pretty good. So I started collecting, and then John McAllister said, "Hey, I want to set the asteroids world record." Okay. So we do that. Like, we set up live stream here, 1,000 people watching or something. He plays 51 hours and breaks the unbeatable asteroids high score from back in the 80s. So that kind of started the ball rolling. And then we got Bill Carlton, who was in the documentary High Score. If you haven't watched that, look it up on Hulu or Netflix and watch it. High Score is awesome. It's the third best of all four of the documentaries, or the fourth best of all three.
Well, okay, so name the documentaries so we know what you're talking about.
So there's High Score, there's King of Kong.
Oh yeah.
There's Richie Knuckles one that's like King of Arcades. There's Chasing Ghosts.
I love Chasing Ghosts.
If you can get the good version.
I have it.
Let's see, what else is there? The one Dave Danzera did. I don't remember the name of that one.
There's a ton of them, right?
So anyway, the fourth thing was just a joke with Bill. I told him it was the fourth best of all three at the time. I was just jacking with him. So Bill's gone for the world record here on Missile Command several times, including like 3 weeks ago or so. We still haven't posted that score. That's coming. It wasn't world record, but 35 hours and personal best for him. Let's see. Donkey Kong Jr. world record was set here. My son Elijah got the track and field marathon world record and the Nibbler world record within a couple of months of each other, I think. Both of those have been taken down, but he got them. Did it here. The Mappy world record was set here. Dig Dug world record was set here.
And so tell the listeners what it takes to get a legit score registered with either TG or Arcade, and Twin Galaxies or Arcade.
So with Arcade, it's pretty easy because their rules are not very stringent. And I've been an Arcade admin for a long time. I'm not sure how it works now that Doc Mack owns it and Dave Hurnley doesn't. But I still have my admin login, so I can still add scores. I got to talk to Doc before I do that, though. So the Arcade scores are a lot easier.
Whoa. Hey, Doc owns it now?
Doc Mack owns Arcade now, yes.
Really? So Arcade, for those listeners that don't know, it's AURCADE,
Like gold.
right? Like gold. AURCADE, Arcade. And Doc, let's give the listeners an idea of who Doc is, because he's actually planned to be a guest for season 2. But I met him at MGC. Ken, tell us who Doc is.
Yeah, so Doc is a collector, arcade owner, owns Galloping Ghost Arcade, which is, as far as I know, the largest classic arcade on the planet right now, with over 500 games, and
That's
pretty badass.
Nuts.
They field a team for the Battle of the Arcades every year.
Yeah.
They've got a good show going on there.
Wow.
That's who Doc is.
Sweet. So you Did you record these scores with both Twin Galaxies and Arcade, or just Arcade?
Well, some of them were with Twin Galaxies, and some of them were with Arcade. Like the Donkey Kong Jr. one and the Mappy one went to Twin Galaxies. The Dig Dug one went to Twin Galaxies. I don't remember if the Noodler or Track and Field went to Twin Galaxies or not.
Yeah.
I don't remember. The Asteroids one was certainly to Twin Galaxies. Some fun stories about the Asteroids one. There's some footage, some bonus footage on the Tetris documentary that they shot here when that record was set.
Oh, the Tetris documentary is awesome. We've talked about it like maybe once or twice on the show, but it's really good. I think if you're going to watch a documentary, check that one out.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, those guys are amazing. Those Tetris players are pretty freaking awesome.
And a lot of them, a couple of them show up at MGC here locally in Wisconsin. The next question I have for you is related to Stranger Things. So this is episode 2 of season 2 of Arcade Radio, and we're going to discuss Stranger Things season 2. And one of the reasons we brought you on the show is because season 2 of Stranger Things features one of the games you're talking about that you set the high score on and taken back. So what I'd like you to do is kind of tell us, first of all, your Dig Dug story. What drew you to that game in the first place? How'd you get the high score, and the journey to sort of bring that high score back to you multiple times? Tell us about that.
All right, so the Dig Dug story starts when I was just a kid, maybe 13, 14, the local arcade. I grew up in a small town in Oregon called Forest Grove, and we had a little arcade called the Electric Works. And it's very similar to my personal arcade now because I basically copied it. So I was able to kill screen Dig Dug back then when we didn't know what kill screens were in small town Oregon. I had no idea what a kill screen was. I had no idea that I had kill screen the game. I had no idea that it was a math thing. I thought that the game overheated, and I played too long and it overheated. So I got 4.1 million back long time ago, and it beat the score that was in Joysticks magazine that month. And then shortly after that, somebody got 6 million or something, which we now know to be impossible. And that was in Joystick magazine. A lot of impossible scores ended up there. So I pretty much gave up on chasing high score on Dig Dug then. Arcades closed and we all grew up. So come King of Kong time in 2007, I watched it and I'm like, I bet since this is still a thing, I could get the Dig Dug world record again. So I looked it up and it was 4.2 million or 4.3 million, something pretty trivial. So fired up eBay, had some money at the time, bought Robotron and Dig Dug, had them shipped to my place. A few weeks later, I was 4.5 million or so on Dig Dug. I remember pretty much everything I did. Now I'm smarter, older, more experienced, so I got a higher score. So I got about 4.5 million was my first submitted score, I think, somewhere around there. Might have been a little less, and then 4.5 might have been the second. I'm not entirely sure. But there's a video on YouTube of me screaming when I got 4.5 million. It's pretty cool. Anyway, we got that score, and then Donald Hayes, who is king shit of video games, and really he's way better than me at almost every game except Dig Dug. Me and him have been fighting back and forth a couple of 100,000 at a time, and now the score is astronomically high. Donald just got the score back this year. I think the game was played last year, maybe even the year before, but I think it was last year. He got a score that I'm really going to have to sit down and study and try to beat. And I'm not really sure that that's in the spirit of the game, because I could beat it, and then he could beat it again. And we've gotten to the point where it's not fun anymore. It's just work. We got to dig dirt a certain way because the points are worth more if you dig a certain way. It's just almost not worth it anymore. But long story short, competitive gamers like to come here and set scores because the games work good, and we support them here. Yeah.
So tell us about a few of the other guys that have set scores there.
So John McAllister, he's pretty good at everything. He has the Robotron 5-man record, which is one of the best classic arcade game achievements like ever. 1.2 million on 5-man Robotron. It's amazing. People try to get 1 million points on Robotron marathon settings and think they're good. They did it in 5 guys. So John's got Robotron here, or not here, he did it in his place, but Robotron and Asteroids and Joust, like big titles, Star Castle, and then 1 million main titles. So you got John McAllister, and then we got Matt Hall, who is Mr. Main. He's got a really popular classic arcade game streaming channel called Lord BBH. So if everybody wants to add an awesome classic arcade game channel, it's Lord BBH on
Cool.
Twitch. He's got several hundred viewers all the time. Pretty cool stuff. And then Mike Casper, who used to play here, he was a childhood friend. Won the Battle of the Arcades the 2 years he was in it. Won the individual title. Beat Matt Hall and John McAllister and Steve Wagner and Donald Hayes and all of those guys. So a nobody from No Town, Oregon, beats everybody. And then my buddy Sam, who you guys met at Grinkers. Sam McNear, he finished third or so in the tournament. He's awesome. He comes here. Donkey Kong Jr. almost on screen.
Was Sam the guy that made those custom arcade games like Legend of Zelda? That's Sam?
That was a different Sam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a different Sam. He's not my childhood friend, but he's my friend. Yeah. His work is amazing.
Yeah.
Sam is going to be on our show, I think.
Yeah. His work with those cabinets is amazing. And he's funny.
Yeah.
Bonus.
Wait, who won the second place trophy?
McAllister.
Yeah, John McAllister did, and then somebody's wife has it.
That's my wife. She has it in her bedroom right now.
Yeah. John has it.
That's right.
You got to tell this story. You guys tell this story.
Looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
What? Yeah. What's the story, Ken?
I'm not telling that story, sir.
So, the long story short is that McAllister took off after the contest was over and was not available when the awards were passed out. And so they decided, hey, Ken, John, why don't you just take this? And then he's like, he doesn't want this. And my wife got it. And so she's like, hey, I have the second place main title.
I remember this. We left very late that
I
day.
have the word. And I'm like, how the hell did you get it? She's like, Ken House gave it to me. And I'm like, dude, that is so awesome.
She didn't say Ken House. She said Nickelback.
Nickelback gave it to me. Right.
I get that I look like that guy every once in a while.
It's funny. I look like the guy from the Shins, but there's not a lot of people that know them versus Nickelback.
Speaking of how you look, Ken, I was looking for pictures of you to post in the Facebook page, and I have to say, you look 100, million times like you look. You have seasoned yourself. You look very, very good these days compared to any picture I could find on the internet.
Go on.
Yes.
Well,
How do you do that exactly? What's going on?
I've been single for a while.
That'll do it.
I don't like fat dudes. That's pretty much the long and the short of it,
I've been there. Wait a minute, I am there.
You're not single. You're engaged.
I'm fat.
Nah.
Well, if you're engaged, it don't matter.
Yeah, that's right. You're good.
Yeah. Dad bod's okay.
All right.
So, moving on from the fat jokes.
Right.
Yeah, no more fat jokes, please.
So your arcade has a lot of games in there. What's your most recent few acquisitions? Because it looks pretty well, laid out.
Yeah, I pretty much I'm done getting new games and collecting new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My last acquisition was probably the crane machine, the claw machine. And my grandkids love that claw machine, and everybody that comes loves that claw machine. So if you have an opportunity to get a game-sized claw machine in your game room, do it.
So can you like can you set different settings on that thing, or is it like totally
you can
rigged?
make it easier or harder. Mine's set in the middle.
I have a claw machine, and what's funny is that those machines, depending on your area, you almost can get one for nothing if you play your cards right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't pay very much. I paid like $250 for mine.
That's pretty good.
that's a good price.
I have
So,
go
There's
ahead.
that, and then I bought Stunt Cycle. I bought like a home use only mint Stunt Cycle from 1976, and that thing is cool as fuck.
How much did you pay for that thing?
I paid $300 for it.
Nice.
I love it.
It had a broken board. I just fixed the board, and I fixed a couple other Stunt Cycle boards while I was at it.
So you're
If you
pretty.
need a Stunt Cycle board, hit me up. I'll hook you up. Stunt Cycle, awesome game. What else? What's new? I got the new marquees for Missile Command, the new Reagan Gorbachev marquees, and the Trump Kim Jong Un marquees for Missile Command from this old game.
Nice.
You haven't seen those? They're freaking awesome.
Did I hear a Tron in your arcade there just a minute ago?
There is no Tron in here, unfortunately. Actually, not unfortunately. I don't think I'll replace it with the Tron. So
Right.
Some people love it, some people hate it.
Right. Are there any games that you want to still get in there?
there are a couple of games that I'd like to have. I'd like to have a Star Castle, just because I miss it. I'd like to have a Karate Champ, but I don't know what I'd get rid of to put them in here.
Right.
So, and that's the difficulty. I mean, I've got 30 games total, and I don't have space for any more unless I screw up all the.
Your feng shui is really good in there, from what I saw. I mean,
Yeah.
Unless you can stack two games on top of each other, your ceiling looked pretty high.
Yeah, I could probably put a second floor in here if I really wanted. But that's probably not going to happen. I'm probably pretty set unless. Well, not even unless. And there's nothing I'm going to put in here and replace anything I have. I don't know.
All right, so I have a Stranger Things question. Everybody saw Stranger Things season 2, right?
I saw the first episode and the second episode.
So you got to the arcade, right?
Yes.
All right, let's talk about the Dig Dug machine in Stranger Things season 2. Round table, Ken, you start.
Do you want to talk about the fact that Mad Max doesn't fit in the high score?
There we go. I love it. All right, so that was the first thing I took issue with. I didn't really care about the
It's
else.
incredible that they did that though, because it looked like it belonged there.
Yeah, I did. Right. You know, it's a very
It looked like it belonged there. So somebody smart worked on the code to make that happen.
yeah.
Or they faked it. But
Right, and I think you're right. Like they took some creative license. They, obviously LCD monitor, whatever. I hate that. I wish they would have used a CRT, but who cares? They're doing it for TV. But what I took issue with was really that 6-character Mad Max score, and here's why: because these kids in this show are smart, right? They're super smart. So why not just have it say, MAD, and then the next score say MAX, and then the next score say MAD, and the next score say MAX, and then have Dustin be like DST at the bottom. And so these kids have put 2 and 2 together the whole time you're watching the show. Why wouldn't they figure out that Mad Max, is her name if she's putting in Mad Max? They would have made it up on there. So they could have done it different ways. And I think they miss these little marks occasionally on this show. Dig Dug being one of them, and the Millennium Falcon being the other. So.
the black model of the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, in the first season they use a model from '97 or some, and it's supposed to be from '77 or '80, and it's not. Because they
Watched the second episode yet? Is that the right model?
It's funny they don't show the back of it, so it is, for all intents and purposes, yes, it is the correct model, because they use the same exact mold for the 97 model, but they changed the rear of it and they added lights and got rid of the sticker. So for those of you that have a Millennium Falcon from the 1980s, the 1977, 1980, 83 models for Star Wars Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back all had a red sticker on the back, or an orangish red sticker on the back. And when they did the re-release of all these toys in the 90s, they actually used the same molds. And I think the stamp on the bottom still says 1977, but on the back they actually put blue lights. So in the late 90s edition of the Millennium Falcon, you could put batteries in that thing, hit the button, and it would light up, and it was really cool. But they used that, unfortunately, they used the late 90s edition in the first season of Stranger Things. And, those are total nerd things. Like
it is.
Well,
Only you would.
most accurate things.
Right.
But, anyway, so Dig Dug, they used LCD screen, they used the Mad Max. But the thing I thought was interesting, and maybe you agree, Ken, is the score was not unattainable.
No, that was a relatively easy score to get.
But better than the average player, would you agree?
That's true. And that was a score that a 12-year-old would think was good.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think that part of it was like maybe luck that they got that right.
Well, they had very few other issues. Like they had some character picked up a dinosaur, and then it had like the little, the roar sound, and they didn't make those until the 2000s.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that particular toy, like that, and that roar is used like it's an OEM type of sound effect that
Sure
was in a bunch of different toys. Anyway,
all right,
but not in 1984.
But let's discuss. The little nitpicks aside, let's discuss the Palace Arcade itself.
Okay.
What did you guys think of the Palace Arcade?
I like it.
Missile plan in there, right?
Yeah.
They had full position. I wonder if the attack mode sound was left on.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that sound. I do notice that they had a special board on the wall of asteroids, which came out in 1979, which didn't make sense. Why would there be a 5-year-old?
I think Asteroids stuck around in arcades for a long time.
Asteroids stayed in my arcade till it closed.
Yeah.
Or till Sam won it.
I saw it a lot.
But, you would think an Asteroids Deluxe sign would be up. This was just some special frame that wasn't even a machine.
Asteroids Deluxe, there was a poster in one of the offices when they were talking.
Right. They did have some of those, yes.
But that was really cool. I really love the arcade. I think they did a great job on it.
I thought they did a good job too.
It's interesting. A lot of shows and movies these days, they try to do 80s, and it seems like to me they have millennials trying to do 80s stuff. They're like they have no clue what they're doing. They have no idea.
They skip that. I've complained many times that they just leave out arcades, which were huge. I'm like, how could you go through a Friday night without seeing an arcade game?
Right. I don't know. I just think like Palace, and I love the font they use for the Palace Arcade. Yeah. I love the upside down when they reversed the whole thing and it got creepy. It's really one of the few arcade scenes in modern television, I think. Dan, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
What did you think?
I want to know what the game was in the back room.
Oh, yeah. There was a game in the back room. You're right.
That game, I think, was
Polybius.
Yeah.
What was that game?
That actually would have been pretty freaking fun.
Olivia's fucking central right here. I played it back in the 80s.
Well, the game that they had in the back room, I think, was on a Galaga. I believe.
Ken is freaking lying to us right now.
He's got the high score on Polybius.
Oh, I do. I set the high score back in 1983.
I don't remember.
Oh my god.
I don't remember it, but I'm pretty sure it did.
Error.
Tangent topic. Did anybody watch the Angry Video Game Nerd video of Polybius?
No. Is that the one with Clay Cowgill, that little podcast that he had about Polybius?
No.
That was redonkulously stupid.
Do you know who the Angry Video Game Nerd is? He's been doing console reviews for years and years, and he's just always yelling and swearing at the TV.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so he's been doing it for 10 years. He's got like 1 million followers on YouTube.
Pretty popular YouTube channel.
Yeah. Anyway, he just recently did one on Polybius, and he shot the whole thing in Todd Tuckey's warehouse.
Were they doing work and like sanding something while they were filming?
No, he shot it in the back rooms where all the games were.
Oh,
and it's actually one of the most horrible videos I've ever watched on YouTube.
Well, that sounds normal.
Wait, did I watch all the horrible videos, or that?
No, that something filmed at Todd's place didn't turn out technically.
Oh my gosh, I was gonna have him on the show to ask him about it too.
I'm sure you could just do a voicemail.
Like, and it's funny because I was sitting down with my buddies on Monday, and I'm like, "What's this Polybius thing?" You guys click on that, and so we started watching. I'm like, "That's Todd's warehouse." I just knew right away, because how can you not know? He's like, right? He's on the YouTube so much. You have to know what his warehouse looks like. Anyway, we're getting out down the road, and we're not asking Ken enough questions. So what's the next question for Ken? Dan, you pick one.
Caught me off guard. Yes.
What's your favorite beer, Ken?
I don't have a favorite beer. I don't drink.
Wait a minute. What? Wait, no. You said you had like 100 beers over the weekend at Grinkers.
That might have been a lie.
Haha.
That might have been a lie. Dude, you don't drink?
Nope.
Well, that's one of us in the room.
There you go.
So,
what is your favorite 80s? Name your top 3 favorite 80s movies.
Oh, 80s movies.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really have a top. I'm not a movie guy, really. I have a top 3 songs, though, for sure.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so first, number 1 song, Michael Jackson, Billie Jean.
Yeah.
oh my God!
Yeah.
You have to be kidding me. You have to be kidding me.
That bass line.
Oh my God.
Teacher, my 5th grade teacher, I think it was in 5th grade. My teacher at the time, I think it was in 5th grade, brought in the video from him at Motown 30, the first time he did the moonwalk.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. I totally remember that.
Wow, that was just fucking mesmerized, man.
Yeah.
Mesmerized by that. It was
That
awesome.
is
So that's number 1.
Holy crap. That's
Number
like
2
one of my
is
favorite songs of all
Poison.
time.
Every Rose Has Its Thorn.
Oh my gosh. Totally like the opposite of Michael Jackson, Billie Jean.
Totally the opposite. Some sentimental value. And number 3 is Phil Collins in the Air Tonight.
Oh my God, that's a good song.
Those are my solid top 3, and then they drop off after that. There's a bunch of good songs after that. But those solid top 3.
Somebody remixed In the Air Tonight, and they have this new little drum line in there, and I do not like it.
I don't think I would like it either.
Well, those 2 of those songs are also in my top 10 for sure. Billie Jean is actually, no joke, probably my favorite all-time 80s song.
That is a great song. It's a great song.
Yeah.
And that video, when he did the moonwalk, man, that was fucking badass.
And also, Thin or Fat, I've been known to actually do that whole routine, so.
Ken, do you
Not the whole thing, but I do the moonwalk here in the game room.
Ken,
Your life force is running out.
do you do your own repairs?
Yes.
Yeah, he was just mentioning you did board repairs too. That was
I do my own board repairs. I do my own everything repairs.
Recapping?
Yeah.
Yes. I hate recapping monitors because actually I don't mind recapping my monitors when they break because they're broken and it's obviously something that happened organically that broke them.
Yes.
But fixing other people's monitors,
Oh, no.
I don't like doing that because if somebody else touches it, that is not awesome. You never know what somebody else did.
What's your nemesis repair?
Oh, geez, I don't really have one.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't really have one. Pole positions suck because
yeah.
anything with the multi-board stat sucks
Yeah.
because you can't just test them board at a
Well,
time.
pole position, it's not only just the multi-board. You got 2 ARs that you got to deal with, right?
The ARs are easy to test out, though. It's the boards that are the problem, and mostly it's people leaving their batteries on that screwed up the pole position boards.
I wonder if Pole Position is the most infamous arcade game that is known to break.
I don't know. It's probably pole position. It's probably the number one thing. People.
Your pole position is working just fine.
Yes, it is. Both of them actually. And the track mode sounds are great.
They are.
So do you have a
fantastic.
pole 1 and a pole 2?
Yes.
Okay, both uprights.
Yes.
Nice.
Standing right next to each other.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Is the pole 2 the one that talks like in the track mode?
No, they're both talking.
No, the pole position 1 only beeps.
No, they both talk.
Pole position 1 talks, but
Prepare to qualify.
They both talk. The track mode is the same in both.
oh, it is okay. That's why we're hearing it twice, like every 2 seconds.
The track mode is the same in both.
Yeah, I got
and
it.
they both turn on at the same time, so you hear them one and then the other one just like a couple of milliseconds later.
That's funny.
Right.
Sorry about that.
Hot topic on Clav right now seems to be people that are hoarding arcade boards and arcade parts. What are your thoughts on that?
I have a few.
I think that hoarding them is not awesome. I think that having an extra backup or two is not bad. I have an extra backup board for probably half of my games. I don't have any hoarded parts because I just fix what breaks.
Right.
You don't have
anti-hoarding.
You don't have an APB, do you?
I do not, but I could get an APB if somebody ever wanted to get the world record on it here.
I'm looking for a board set. I don't know. I don't.
This isn't working?
Your APB is busted, dude?
It's not busted, but actually, you know what? It's probably just voltage. I just got to work on it.
Yeah, just check the voltage.
Put a
It's
switcher in.
what happens is after it warms up, it starts
Don't put
glitching.
a switcher in it.
What's that?
It
Don't
says
put a
don't
switcher.
put it. You use the linear, but I always leave the linear in there and then use the switcher to tide me over.
Well, here's the thing: is that
It depends on which game, I think.
somebody actually put in like a computer power supply on my APB.
Oh no!
Yeah, so it's got 5 and 12, and it's messed up. So I got to pull that thing out. The linear is still in there, but I assume it doesn't work because they actually replaced it with this thing. So I actually might have to put a switcher in to get it to work right.
There's nothing wrong with the switcher.
Plus, my triac board is blown, so I don't get the flashy lights. So
There are games that do not work right with switchers.
Like what?
Williams games don't work right with them.
well, yeah.
4 cables and stuff. So
Williams
it's not, yeah, Williams games, Robotron, Defender, Stargate. Those games, and you have to mess with the wiring harness to get them to work right.
You know what's interesting is if you do the RAM replacement on a Williams board and use a switcher, I found them to be very reliable.
That might be if you switch it over to 12 volts on the RAM. That might be.
So there's a couple of threads out there in Clav, and you do a couple of solder jumps, and you can replace all the 4116 RAM with RAM that actually works. And I think it's
Doug is responsible for all of those RAMs everybody has.
like 5 volt though, isn't it? When you switch it, it's just 5 volt.
Correct.
Yeah.
But it goes from 12 to 5.
Yeah.
There's like
Well,
3 different voltages.
On the 4116s, it's at all 3 voltages. So you have +5, -5, and 12, and that's what f's up most Williams machines. Is one of those.
Sure about that?
Yeah, pretty sure.
I don't think they have all 3 voltages.
Yep, they do. 4116s have all 3.
Yeah.
It's
I have to have a trace to do that mod, so that would be weird.
yeah.
Anyway,
Ken, do you have a Grail?
do I have a Grail? Nothing I don't own. No.
That's good.
No, I don't have any Grails. Like Quantum, I don't care about that. I have an iRobot, but
Nice.
it's going to be for sale as soon as I finish.
Do you have any games in storage somewhere, or is everything that you have in front of you?
So I have all the games I want to play in front of me, and then I have maybe another 8 or 10 games in storage or some semblance of workingness elsewhere.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like to have a lot of games other than what I want to play and what I want in my game room. So I don't just go to warehouses and buy everything.
So
Some guys do because they like that.
So
I don't.
give us an audible tour of your game room.
All right, so if we're starting on the left-hand side here, we got Berserk, Robotron, Frontline, Nibbler, Galaga, Factory Junior Pack conversion. That's beautiful.
Nice.
Mappy,
I love Mappy.
Spider, Cue Ball Wizard Pinball, Corvette Pinball, Popeye Saves the Earth Pinball,
Nice.
Dr. Dude Pinball, Stunt Cycle, Sprint 2, Crane Machine, Tempest, Gravitar, Space Duel, Millipede, which is a Millipede Centipede combo, Missile Command, which is Super Missile Attack and Missile Command, Hubert, Zaxxon. I know nobody loves Zaxxon, but I love Zaxxon, so it gets to stay. Dig Dug, Asteroids, Pole Position 2, Pole Position 1, Play Choice 10 cabinet that's in a Hogan's Alley, serial number 2 of Pauline, which is pretty cool. Clay Calgill has serial number 1. I got number 2. Red Donkey Kong, an original Red Donkey Kong, and Track and Field Cocktail.
Oh, cool.
That was originally a Hypersports cocktail.
Interesting.
Actually.
Is that the one that keeps saying "on your mark"?
Yes, that's the one.
Sweet. That's a good collection.
Next time, I promise I will not turn my attract mode sounds off.
Yeah, that's good.
It's like I bought the 80s and I own it right here. Like, I'm standing in the 80s.
I love it.
Stranger Things in here.
Yeah, exactly. They could have shot it in here. So what is your current favorite in your own arcade?
You mean my current favorite game, or what I like most about my collection? That's a good twofold question. So tell me first, what game in your arcade are you most playing right now, like the one that you're most drawn to? And then, what do you like most about your collection? Both those questions would be great. So if I'm going to play a game, if I'm going to just come out and play a game, it's almost always either Robotron, Pole Position, or Track and Field. So those are the three go-to games. Probably Nibbler gets fourth most play from me because I like the game. I'm not very good at it, but I like it.
It's a cool game.
And Mappy after that. So top 5. That's probably top 5. Donkey Kong used to be Donkey Kong, so I used to play a lot of Donkey Kong.
Sure.
But lost interest.
Yeah.
There's a contest right now going on. So if anybody's listening, check out the Robotron guidebook. And there's a contest for Robotron, the fastest to 100 million by the end of the year. The fastest time to 100 million. And the current fastest time is like 20 hours and 15 minutes.
Wow.
David Gomez, and that's freaking incredibly fast. It's faster than I did it by 3 hours.
Wow.
Incredibly fast.
I have a question. Jimbo Dini is actually asking you, what do you think of Eyes?
I don't like Eyes. I didn't like that game. I never liked that game.
Is that a mod of Pac-Man? Is that what the deal is with Eyes?
It runs on the same
was on
hardware.
a Pac-Man board I had, like a Clay Calgill 24-1 or something. Something I had Eyes on it, and I did not like it. So.
That's funny. I think he's the world record keeper, so that I guess he's sighing with relief here.
Yeah, actually, nobody that comes here is after your record, fortunately, because
that's awesome.
Bad shit.
Hey, Dave from Buffalo is asking, when was the first time you started cutting your sleeves off?
So I'm not really sure how that happened. Actually, I'm not really sure. I'm a full-blooded redneck from small town USA, and probably from the time I was out of diapers, I wore a sleeveless onesie, probably.
There you go. Nice.
The dude in Stranger Things that pulls up in the Firebird, man.
Yeah.
Could have been me.
I did think of you. Yes.
I had a 501 ass that the chicks all fucking done. All of that stuff. I had a 66 El Camino with glass packs and a bilk motor, loud as fuck.
But By the way, when we all parted ways at Greenfest, we were all pulling into the Hilton there, and you get into your, what do you got, a Camaro? Is that what that is?
I got a Mustang. I got a hot rod
Mustang, yeah.
It's a Mustang, sorry. So he's got a white Mustang. It's got some detailing on it. It looks really nice. And it's in all, and in all of Ken's glory, when he leaves the parking lot, he peels out, burns rubber right out of the parking lot.
It was amazing. Every time he had to stop, he also peeled out when he had to go again. Experience.
You guys would have thought, poser.
Yeah, no, it was great.
It was awesome. Yeah. Sorry for calling your Ford a Camaro, because I have a Ford too, so sorry.
Well, I had a Corvette, and I had a Corvette, and I had the Mustang at the same time, and we called the Mustang the school bus. The Corvette was so much better. It was like a fighter jet and a school bus.
And you have a Corvette pinball, didn't you say that?
I do have a Corvette pinball.
Yeah. That's awesome. So, final questions and thoughts, guys.
Are you doing Grinkers next year, pal?
No, I don't think so.
Aw.
Aw.
That's a lie.
Well, what do you want to? So, are you going to go?
I'll be there for sure.
Oh, you will.
Yeah, it's like, dude, like,
This year I wasn't gonna go, and I just showed up like nobody knew I was coming. The whole internet, the KLOV forum said I wasn't coming. Everybody said I wasn't coming. My friends didn't know I was coming, and I showed up at the last minute.
It was a pretty spectacular year. You showed up. Buffett showed up. It was pretty epic Grinkfest. I think it went off pretty well.
I wish Tombo from KLOV would have showed up. If Tombo, if you listen to this, you should call me sometime because we should talk.
what's
We'll talk him
interesting,
into it.
it's interesting too, is
KLOV who gave me a lifetime ban for something stupid.
He did?
Yep.
yeah,
Well, they're notorious for.
yeah, he's banned.
They're
So,
jumpy.
if anybody knows that guy, get me his phone number or get him mocked.
He's very bitchy.
He is
You're gonna get banned, Mark.
No, he yelled at me once. This guy,
bitch. He should know better.
Yeah.
you know what?
And somebody who's like a celebrity in the industry from your
Exactly. You don't ban, freaking Tom Cruise like yourself from this measly little forum.
It was silly. It was silly.
Cloud can be insidious.
Exactly. Well, yeah, I got to talk to him
He'd
right
be
now.
a bad cop.
You know what? And I really actually spend most of my time on the Facebook groups these days anyway.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I can't do Facebook.
Facebook is the devil.
It is the devil, but you know what? They don't ban you. They don't ban you, Ken. They don't ban you.
That's true.
Put a picture of your dong up there, see what happens.
Yeah, they'll ban you for that.
Yeah, they will ban you for that. But you know what? The Midwest group, some of the other arcade groups, the Worldwide Collectors groups, it's a solid group of people that, would love to have you on board. So.
But it's different than...
It is different. It is
that's
different.
the next evolution, right? That's the next evolution of how we communicate as a group.
I think so. I try not to be on there too much, because it's annoying.
That's just the devil.
Yeah. But it has its uses. So. The chatter's lighting up about that right now.
Yeah.
About what? Facebook?
Facebook being a pile of heaping crumbles.
Oh, everybody loves Facebook. What?
Nobody loves Facebook. We're all just stuck with Facebook.
Stuck with it.
Exactly.
But, I mean,
It literally is Internet 2.0.
but,
It is.
but it's way better than MySpace.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
That is actually true.
All right, guys, we got to wrap this up. Right now, I was just about to play some outro music, but the whole thing crashed, so I'm playing it again. Oh my gosh!
You're not going to even play it. You're just going to. We'll just end.
Well, I'm going to play it, but we won't hear it, right? There you go. Yeah, we're just going to play it that way.
I don't. That's not it.
It's not it. So normally, I mean, our show at Grinkers went better than this.
That's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true.
Why is that?
Well, because this was longer.
Yeah.
Longer
No,
than-
this was a lot more in depth. You're right.
I think we were trying to fly under the radar a little bit at Grinkers.
And we didn't have like a
Nobody
photo.
wants everybody to know what we did at Brinkers.
But yeah, you're right. But
The world
technically,
does not need to know.
And that's fine.
Thank God.
The nightmare is over.
That was not okay.
That was a train wreck. And not only that, but I checked my OBS settings, 2 days ago. I had the whole image in there and everything. And I thought everything was cool. No big deal. It's just messed up.
Do it again next time?
Yeah, well, we got to have you on again for sure. I mean,
I could get the high score guys over here for a night.
That'd be fun.
Well, that'd
if
be
you
awesome.
wanted to do something like that.
Oh, that's actually a really good idea.
That's a
You
really
might
good idea.
I have a pretty fat streaming setup here. I got like 12 or 13 cameras in here.
Awesome.
We should do that. We could
do
make our first actual video on YouTube.
Yeah. We have a whole bunch of things we need to try to do this year. I'm really disappointed with
Yourself, good.
no.
Well, let me know, Adam. I'll help you out getting whatever glitches you need ironed out.
Yeah,
I'll help you too. I'll watch you.
So what I think it would just help if we had like a side meeting sometime this week and tried to figure out which setting I'm missing. I mean, I set all this up before. Right now, it looks like it should be working. For all I know, if I reboot this thing, it'll start working. which I highly doubt.
If you
Isn't there a better software for this than Hangouts?
Yeah, we're gonna switch to Skype. I think the bandwidth is better on Skype. So
Yeah, we've actually watched movies together on Skype.
which is kind of fun.
Yes.
We could kind of do a MST3K deal on that. But Ken, hey man, I just gotta say thanks for coming on the show tonight. It
Yeah,
was
so
freaking
good.
awesome.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.